Hi, this is Dr. J. Nityapriya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, JJ College of Arts and Science, Autonomous, Pudukkottai. In this video, we're going to see about operating system concepts and the different types of operating systems. And these are going to be the contents of our presentation. Firstly, we see the concepts of OS, then the common services that OS provide, then the operating system applications, then the types of OS. Okay, firstly, we see something about operating system. Actually, operating system is a group of programs. It is actually a software. Operating system acts as a resource manager. The operating system is an interface between the user and the computer system. Right, and these are the common services of operating systems. As it is listed here, the program execution is seen by the operating system. The I/O operations will be monitored by operating systems. Then file system manipulation will be done by OS. Communication between every end is monitored by operating system. Then error detection, resource allocation, protection, everything will be monitored and supervised by the operating system. Right, and these are the applications of operating system. Firstly, the main and the most essential service that the operating system provides is security. That is, it doesn't allow any unauthorized access to any files, to any program or data from the computer. So it provides it a shield for the data inside the computer. And nextly, it provides the overall control over system performance, like the speed of the speed of the processor, the condition of the machine. Okay, then the readiness of the devices, the readiness of the files, everything will be monitored by the operating system. And thirdly, this job accounting. It keeps track of time and resources by various jobs running inside the computer. Right. Now we see types of operating systems. There are many types of operating systems. Here we are going to see three types of OS. Firstly, we see batch OS, then time sharing OS, then multiprocessing OS. So, firstly, batch operating system. Batch operating system is a batch is a group of jobs. Okay, in other words, we can see a group of jobs which have a similar objectives will be grouped as a batch. It will be as a batch. Okay, a group of jobs with similar objective will be said as a batch. Okay, so it is the responsibility of the operator to sort this jobs with same requirement into a batch. Right, so this is about a batch scenario. I'll zoom it. Okay, firstly, this a job will come. Okay, the several jobs will come from several users, and among the jobs which are coming to the operator, to the system, the operator just batches it according to the jobs that have common objective. Okay, so the jobs with common objective will be grouped together as a batch. See, in this scenario, we have two batches. Okay, so these two batches will be just given to the computer, which in turn will just execute the jobs using batch scenario. Right, and these are the advantages of batch operating system. The first advantage is, in batch, the job knows how long it has to wait in a queue. Right, so the batch system jobs know how long they have to wait in a queue, because no, it is in the same batch. If one job is finished, automatically the other job will be loaded in. Right, so the other types we cannot ascertain the waiting time of jobs, but in batch operating system we can just say this is the time for which this particular job has to wait. Okay, so that is the first advantage. And the second one is, more than one users can share the batch system. And the third time is the third advantage is, the batch system, when the OS works under batch system, the waiting time is very less. Okay. Fourthly, very huge job even can be handled by batch operating system easily. And these are the four advantages of batch OS, right? And now we are going to see the disadvantages of batch OS. Firstly, in batch system, at the same time it is hard to debug. Okay. And secondly, it is costly. Batch OS is costly. And thirdly, the jobs inside the batch will have to wait for a certain amount of time, and at the same time the jobs in the other batch will have to wait for unknown time if one particular batch is in process. Okay, so these are the three disadvantages of batch OS. The batch OS examples are payroll system and bank statements, right? And the second type of OS is time sharing OS. In time sharing OS, each task will be given equal time to execute. That is time sharing OS, right? So this is also known as a multitasking system. Okay, so more than one task, one processes can be handled, but not every job will be taken, every task will be taken at the same time. Even though it is submitted, one by one it will be run. Okay, so how it run means, equal amount of time will be given to every job, and that is how it is executed. The time that is given to jobs is called as quantum. Okay, the quantum varies for it depends upon the OS. For some time sharing OS it will be 2 milliseconds for time, for some OS it will be 3 milliseconds, likewise. But whatever be the time quantum, it will be equal to all the jobs, right? And this is the scenario of time sharing OS. So firstly it is for example, we have given three processes. Okay, Word, email, and browser we are running. Okay, so the single OS is handling all the processes with the same process, or with the same processor, with the same CPU, right? And advantages of time sharing OS: each task gets equal opportunity, of course. Then there is a less chance of duplication of software. And thirdly, the CPU idle time will be reduced through time sharing OS, because immediately after one job is over, the next job will be loaded. So there will be no time in which the CPU will be idle. Okay, that's the greatest advantage of time sharing OS, right? Then disadvantages of time sharing OS. Firstly, it is reliability. So in time sharing OS, OS should be some more careful about security and integrity of the user programs and data. Okay, so because there is no idle time for CPU, it will have no time to check and to authorize the users and the programs which are going to run. So reliability stands as an issue in time sharing OS. And secondly, data communication is a problem. Okay, so within the time quantum, the data has to be shared between the user and the machine. So it is limited to the time quantum, and data communication arises as a problem. That's what, right? And examples of time sharing OS are Unix, Multics, etc. Right? Then multiprocessing OS, and this is the third and the final type of OS we're going to see. Multiprocessing OS is one in which two or more CPU will be connected with the computer. Okay, with the help of more than one CPUs, the system will be handling this multiple processes. That is called as multiprocessing OS. So multiple process allows the computer to perform calculation faster, right? So this is the scenario of multiprocessing OS. So more than one CPU will be connected to memory, right? So as I said, multiprocessing OS divide the work into various subtasks, and the OS will assign these subtasks to different CPUs, and that is how the processing will become faster. Okay, right? So multiprocessing OS rely upon parallel processing. Sometimes it will be handled one by one also. In time sharing OS, the process will be handled one by one. But in multiprocessing OS, no, all the processes that are going to be handled that are submitted will be handled at the same time. Okay, so that's the biggest advantage of multiprocessing OS with the help of multiple CPUs. Okay, and the other two types, the first two types, we are having only one CPU, but here in multiprocessing OS we have more than one CPUs, and that's what is possible, right? Because we are having multiple processes, delays and other inefficiencies are minimized, right? And I hope you understood the video about the basic concepts of OS and the different types of operating system. See you in the next video. Thank you.